technical, man. Got a little bit off topic here, considering you were so good at it. So say my hand was in the collar, and Carl bridges, yep, and I go to technical man, so he's here. Right? So another common thing that can happen, not just, yes, Carl can tie up this arm and bridge me that way, but he can also elbow knee, deep half guards there. If I keep all my weight, anytime you go to technical mount, if you keep all the weight on the foot that's in at the hip, now it makes sense to go into the hip, because if my hand's in the collar, Carl bridges me that way and I just stick my foot out, he's just coming through the space. That makes sense, and he's into this whole game. So it makes sense that when he bridges me that way and I stick my leg out and he's on the side, I'm turning into T-mount, technical mount. But I don't want to keep my weight on that foot. At the minute, 50%'s on my knee and 50%'s on my foot. Carl can make a grip on my foot here. Now he bumps my hips this way and then moves his hip back. So the way he can bring his shin in and then he's into the whole thing again. So we want to be thinking about putting no weight on that foot. How do we do that? So say we're here and he bridges and I come to this position. Anytime I come to technical mount, all the weight's on this knee. So as he tries to bridge, that foot's floating. Anytime Carl's holding my foot in place and he's hitting that with his hip. Now the minute he moves back, if the weight was on my foot, he's creating space to get his knee in. But because there's no weight on my foot, when he moves back, my foot just moves with it. It's floating. So if you can, sometimes I'll not keep the hand on the collar here. If he goes to technical mount and he really want to keep technical mount and he's on his side, a good drill to play with is just move your hip, Carl. I'm just following him. Now if he puts his back on the mat, I'm back into mount. He turns onto the side, we're back into T-mount, but I don't want the weight on this foot. Alright, I'm just monitoring. A good drill is to keep your eyes closed. You can feel he's on his side. And whenever he's moving his hip, I'm just going with him. He goes flat on his back, and back into mount again. Now another thing that can happen from this position is if I have the hand on the collar, Carl bridges, and I go to technical mount, people get the Kimura Trap from here. So, this way. So they win the underhook, they'll grab the wrist and pull the elbow tight into their chest. Probably what they're going to be thinking about now is the arm bar. Okay? But believe it or not, we can hit the Upa again when they do that. So let's look at that. Arm on the bottom. So, Carl puts the hand on the collar. I make my grips, doing everything right. I'm bridging. He switches to technical mount. He has the underhook on this arm and grabs the wrist. There's the Kimura Trap there. He's looking to lean that way, to swing the leg over, and the arm bar is there. So you should be, first thing is, before we even thinking of Upa Escape, we're looking to defend the arm bar. So how do we do that? Right? He puts the hand on the collar. I start to bridge, my elbow's exposed. He's moved himself around. Underhook side. Okay, so we're here. Okay, see the way now there's no profile. Right? I can't get my elbow to the mat. So first thing is I need to move my head. So my head is moving in this direction towards the T-mount foot. That allows me now to bring my elbow back to my body. And now from this position, if Carl tries to pull out his left arm, we have the bridge again. So the problem is when you get into that Kimura Trap is you can't get your elbow to the mat because Carl's in T-mount. He's made a wall. See the way it's just an impossibility for me to get my elbow to the mat. The detail is I move my head this way. Second I move my head, there's space to start bringing my elbow to the mat. But as I bring it to the mat, okay, I'm tying up his arm. And he, if he knows jiu-jitsu, has brought his knee down. Why? Because I'm flat on my back. And now, we just bridge again. So again, one more time on that. Carl has the hand on the collar. I go to do the Upa Escape, which we covered on week 1. As I bridge, he sticks his leg out and goes technical mount. Now my elbow is in danger. Kimura Trap's on. First thing I'm thinking about is getting this elbow safe. So I'm moving my head this way, and now I'm clamping my elbow to my body. And if he knows jiu-jitsu, he's not staying in T-mount. Why? Because my back's in the mat. And now we're just back into the same Upa Escape. One more time on that, bro. So he transitions to T-mount. The minute he gets that, I move my head, I get my elbow to the mat, and now that arm's clamped, and he's dropped his knee. That makes sense. Pull your arm out, bro. It's very difficult, and this hand can just secure it. Now just look over my shoulder. Back into the bridge escape.